Hi everyone, it's Jamie from Perfect Caterer. Thanks for watching the video. Today we're going to talk about what are the most popular food truck menu concepts. Before we jump into that, I just want to give you a little quick overview of what we do. I have 10 years experience in the food truck industry, and I've created a website that connects customers to either a food truck or traditional caterer. So if they're looking for a food truck for an event or catering, like a wedding, or a traditional caterer to cater a wedding, the customer just fills out a form based on their selections. It gets sent out to the appropriate places and trucks and all that stuff. We try to save food trucks money by doing this, and caterers money, because it's a lot less. We don't take big commissions or anything like that. All right, back to what are the most popular food truck menu concepts. All right, so let's start on this list. I'm going to go from number 1 to number 20. These are my personal opinions about what's popular in my area, and from my limited knowledge of other parts of North America, or well, Canada and States. I'm not really including Mexico in this, but these are probably fairly popular in a lot of the regions there too. Number 1, smash burgers. Smash burgers have not a massively big increase here, but I've noticed a few trucks selling them now in my area, and they're good, tasty, and they're more profitable because, you know, as far as I can tell, you don't get as much meat in them, but people seem to like them. So number 2, mac and cheese. Mac and cheese has been around for a very long time, especially in the States, and even in Canada, really, it's been around a long time. So it's a popular food. In our area, there isn't much competition for it in terms of food trucks. So in our area, it'd probably be a good idea to have some more of that. But either way, mac and cheese is very popular. It's probably popular in a lot of places in the United States and Canada as a whole. Number 3, Mexican food. Well, Mexican food, of course, is going to be popular. It's becoming more popular in Canada for sure. In the United States, they have a large Mexican population, so we're going to see a lot of Mexican food there. But that means competition as well. So if you're thinking of opening a food truck, you got to think of this kind of stuff. Poutine. Poutine is definitely popular in Canada. In the last 10 years, it's really gotten popular. In the States, it's Vegas and a few other places, and border cities mostly. It's probably catering to Canadians, I'd imagine, but it's become quite popular as well. So that's another good one. Again, competition though, especially in Canada, you have a lot of competition in that region, that cuisine. Grilled cheese sandwiches, basic. A lot of competition here for them, popular, but again, a lot of competition. Number 6 is seafood. Seafood is another popular item in our area, but unfortunately it's so expensive for food trucks and restaurants to buy seafood here that it's not widely available through food trucks and stuff. So there is one that does it, and they seem to have quite a following, but again, you could probably open one and it'd be fine, a food truck I'm talking about. But again, you'd be limited because of the cost. Like, I don't know the cost of it, but I know seafood is expensive here. Now, East Coast of Canada or United States or other ocean bordering whatever states or provinces, it might be a bit cheaper, I don't know. But seafood's quite expensive in our area. Still a good option though, if you can make it work. Number 7, Indian food, East Indian food I'm referring to, not native Indian food. It's really popular in our area. We have a large Indian base of people here, but again, there's lots of competition for that, but there's some good food out there for sure. In other parts of North America, I'm assuming it's the same, or North America, but Canada, United States is the same. So a good option, but probably a lot of competition. Thai food. Thai food is, as long as it's not too spicy, I know that's weird, but is one of my favorites. And there's a few options in our area for that. Some good options. But again, there's quite a few of them. And even though it's popular, it's kind of overdone in our area. So, but it's still a popular food. Number 9, this is a different one. I'm not sure. I think it's Asian origin. Spiral potatoes. Now, it could be totally off on where it originated from, but as far as I remember reading, it's from Asia somewhere. So spiral potatoes in a spiral and then on a stick, and then they're dipped in like any powdered stuff like salts and different flavored things like that. And that's popular, but again, over the last couple of years, there's been a few of those open up as well. So I think there's 3 in our area alone of those. Again, easy, cheap, that's why. And number 10, Greek food. Probably my favorite type of food out there in general is Greek food. Again, though, there's in our area a lot of competition, but that's because it's popular, and I love Greek food. But anyway, so number 10 is Greek food. 11, wood-fired pizza. Now, again, I sound like a broken record here, but a lot of competition, but also very tasty. So, a little pricey though. But wood-fired pizza goes well, I think, everywhere that people eat pizza at anyway. So yeah, wood-fired pizza is good. Number 12, shawarma. Now, shawarma's not new here per se, but I only know of one food truck, I think, in our area for that. And I really like shawarma too. I like a lot of different food though. So shawarma is number 12. And number 13, this is a fairly new for our area, rolled ice cream. Now this stuff is great. So creamy, rich, really good. So rolled ice cream. Again, any of the ice cream, we got a lot of good ice cream trucks and stuff in our areas, or our area. So again, lots of competition, and we have really good high quality ice cream out our way here. So that would be a very tough one to break into, but rolled ice cream is a different way of going at it, different toppings, really good. Vegan and vegetarian, it's not super popular. There is a decent amount of vegans or vegetarians in our region, and it has grown a little bit, but still, it's not, there's only 1 or 2 trucks for the whole region. So but if your area has a lot of vegetarian or vegan people, this would be a good option. All right, so number 15, coffee. Well, what can I say? Coffee's everywhere. There's also a lot of coffee literally everywhere in terms of stores and everything, right down to gas stations. But coffee can work at big events. Here, there's a few trucks doing it. A few trucks and trailers doing it, but you're also getting Tim Hortons and McDonald's starting to serve at these big events as well, so sometimes for free. So a lot of people like it, and not everybody wants McDonald's in that anyway, but if it's free, a lot of people will take it anyway. Even Starbucks is in on that action. I love coffee myself. It would be a thing I would like to do one day, but this is too much competition for me, so I don't bother. But yeah, coffee is very popular, obviously. Number 16, smoothies. Smoothies, again, you're getting competition from McDonald's and Tim Hortons and everybody in the world doing it. And a lot of time the smoothies, the coffee trucks do the smoothies as well. So again, lots of competition, but it is popular food, especially in the summer. Wings. Wings, I don't know if it's a popular thing in other places in terms of like food truck stuff. And here we have a few trucks doing it. And a limited market because of price. The price is very expensive for wings here. Not just the food trucks, I'm talking in general. And number 18 is Korean. Korean food is popular here. We have a large Asian base of people here, and there's quite a few Korean style trucks here. So again, lots of competition, but it is popular. Number 19, fusion. Now this is an area I'll talk about in a sec, but there's different types of fusion foods. So they mix like Greek with whatever, or Thai food with Canadian food or whatever, fusion food of sort of, probably bad examples, but you know what I mean. I'll talk about that more in a second. All right, so number 20, Japanese food. Well, Japanese food is, there's Japanese restaurants everywhere here, every couple blocks it seems. So that's, again, highly competitive. There's some Japanese kind of mixed food trucks out there. Again, probably a fusion type truck, but nothing specifically Japanese as far as I know. I think there's Japanese hot dogs and stuff, but anyway, Japanese food is a good idea, but again, there's so many Japanese restaurants here, and again, if you're using seafood and all that stuff, for one, health regulations and food trucks, it'll be very difficult for that. Not that you can't do it, but it'd be very strict, and there's so many of them everywhere. Okay, so now, that's my list of 20. I think I got all 20 there. Again, this will change anywhere in the world. It'll be different, right? Mexico will be different than Canada. Canada will be different than England, and so on. Might be some similarities there, but it'll be different. Okay, so next thing up, I always try to give my 2 cents about the food truck business, or like I said, I've had many years experience in it. So how to pick a popular food truck menu concept if you are thinking of opening a food truck. Well, there's a few things. Consider your local area. That's probably one of the more important things. what cuisines are there, what the population is made of. So if it's Spanish or Indian or Asian, white people, whatever, or European people, however you want to say that. Make sure you know that, because there's some areas in our area, some regions in our area that are dominated by certain cultures that certain foods just don't sell in. So you got to be very careful with the region you're working in and choose the right food for that. Think about what types of food are easy to transport, easy to get stock for, easy to serve quickly. That's a big one, especially if you're doing events. You want to feed people fast. That's the only way you're going to make money, especially with some of the big commissions. Research the other food trucks in the area. Make sure that there's not something like, just don't go and see what the busiest truck is and try to do the same thing, because they're going to have lots of sway in that business if they've been around for a while, or they have all the events booked up or whatever, right? So don't just copy the most popular truck. It's not going to work. As I mentioned already, consider the cost of ingredients to make the food. It's very important. Test out your menu on family and friends. Now, make sure that they're telling you the truth, because I know family don't like to, some families don't like to hurt each other's feelings or whatever, or try to sugarcoat it. And same with friends, right? So just, if you do choose your family and friends, it's a good idea to do it, but make sure they understand that you're open for feedback, and it's not just, oh, this is great, and they're like, oh, it's horrible. Okay? So, but still, family and friends can be a good resource. Consider when you want to sell. If you're just going to open a food truck in the for summers and then close it down for winters, that could be a different menu item than if you wanted to stay open year-round. For example, ice cream. It sells great in the summer, not so well in the winter, if you're in a cold region anyway. So that would be something you would want to consider. But if you're only going to open in the summer, even then you still got to kind of consider it, but most foods will go well in the summer, especially if you're doing events. Make sure your menu items are easy to eat on the go. So if you have something really sloppy and messy and it takes forks and knives, depending on your setting, of course, it may not be the best option. Something you can eat with your hands is always better in the food truck world, because a lot of time people are on the go when they're getting your food, even if you're street parking. Again, I touched on this a little bit. If you're thinking of opening a food truck, please don't go out and just copy the most popular trucks. Usually there's a lot of competition in that field already, as I've mentioned this already a bit, but they have, especially if they've been around a long time, if they're serving horrible food and it's a popular food in your area and they're not busy, then, you know, fair game, maybe try it out. But just be very cautious of copying the most popular trucks. Usually they're popular for a reason. They got a good following, so on and so forth. So just don't be that person who just copies the most popular food. I'm not saying you can't make it work, but it's kind of a big thing. So another thing to think about too is some of the popular foods do fade out over time. So be prepared to be able to change your menu a little bit or add some other options to your menu. That is a real possibility. If you pick the most popular at the time, sometimes it'll fade out and it won't be popular anymore. So just be prepared for that. Think of other alternatives that you can do if that happens, because it can happen. It's not super popular or super common where it fades out to nothing, but just be aware that trends do change. That's why a lot of restaurants don't make it, because they don't keep up with the times. Offer something that new by combining mainstream concepts, so fusion. For example, offer Korean-style burritos or Mexican-style pizza. Those are examples of fusion. I couldn't quite get them earlier in here, but they're good examples of fusion. So try to make something unique and different. Don't just go copy everybody, because nobody likes that in the business, and it's kind of pointless if there's already somebody doing it. All right, so that should be it for now. Again, not a super long video, but some of these little concept videos and all that are just going to be pieced together, real quick little bits of video, just to go along with the articles that we're posting. So hopefully you enjoyed that. Again, if you are looking for a caterer to cater your event, or a food truck to attend your event, please go to perfectcaterer.com and fill out the form, and somebody will get back to you within minutes usually. So thank you for watching, and have a good day.